covering 70% of the Earth's surface. The ocean is home to 94% of all life on the planet and is responsible for more than half of the oxygen that we breathe. Fascinating, isn't it? It truly is a blessing. But we happen to milk every last drop out of the ocean. We continue to damage it in a way that it can never be repaired, and a loss this big would be drastic. In this documentary, our research and collaboration teams will be investigating the impacts of exploitation on the ocean.
We're diving into is overfishing, the biggest problem that arises with exploiting the ocean. So, what really is overfishing? Overfishing is essentially catching too many fish at once, resulting in the breeding population becoming too depleted to recover. Overfishing often goes hand in hand with wasteful types of commercial fishing that haul in massive amounts of unwanted fish or other animals, which are then discarded.
Now, is overfishing really as bad as it sounds? Unfortunately, it is, and that leads us on to our next point. The exploitation of fisheries or overfishing can lead to an impact on entire ecosystems. So basically, if the fish are taken out of the sea before they could breed, that could impact the food chain, and henceforth the population of fish will deplete. At least 75% of marine fisheries worldwide are threatened by these factors. Since economic gain is the primary motive for fishing, the depletion of fish will cause an impact on fishing industries. So when the fish disappear, jobs will too, and the coastal economy will suffer. The symptoms of severe overfishing are reduced catch and an increased fishing effort. So when fisheries suffer from reduced catch, they tend to target the smaller fish, and they do this to keep up with increasing demand. And henceforth, the size of the fish gets progressively smaller.
Hello, what's your name?
Hi, my name is Riyansh Gagal. I'm studying in year 10 in Dubai Scholars.
Okay, do you have any opinions on overfishing?
Yes, I believe that overfishing is a growing issue, and I think we must stop it quick, not only for fish not to go extinct, but also for the existence of us humans.
Okay, do you have any ways you think of prevention of this overfishing?
I believe that we could start fish farms because these fish farms would decrease the bycatch in the sea, leading to less fish being overfished.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Fishing. Target fishing is a method that focuses on catching only one particular species. Some fisheries operate to only catch a particular species. If a certain species is targeted by many fisheries, they are most likely to be caught in bulk due to the demand. If they are constantly being caught at an increasing rate, this will result in overfishing of that species, which will put it in danger of extinction. An example would be the fishing of the beluga sturgeon. This species was widely popular due to its caviar. The amount of beluga sturgeon that was yielded peaked in the 1970s. However, over the years, its population depleted, leaving only 7,000 of these species recorded in the world.
Now that we know what target fishing is, we must know that it has consequences. What are these consequences? Many smaller species are also caught with the target species. These individuals are known as bycatch. Some bycatch, such as dolphins, can get caught as they can get entangled in the net. But because they are not in demand, some fisheries might end up getting rid of them.
Hello, so please first introduce your name and your class. Okay, so my name is Ayusha and I'm in year 12.
Alright, so what do you think of overfishing?
Overfishing is a really big problem in our world today because fishermen tend to catch fish at a much larger rate than at the rate that they are reproducing. So it leads to depletion of certain species, which leads to extinction. Fish that's being caught, some of it is not even being consumed by people, so it's just a waste of fish, to be honest.
Alright, do you know any ways of prevention of overfishing?
Yeah, I think the main method of prevention would be for the government to introduce quotas and limits on how much fishermen can actually fish.
Alright, thanks for your time.
We've talked about the problems. Now, is it possible for us to prevent this dire situation? Development in new technology can serve as a major way of overfishing, as these improved methods obtain a larger catch of a certain species. It is possible to fish really easily using sonar and detailed weather data. The development of are a major important development, as these fish nets can scoop up everything in the area, including bycatch. Many legislations have been enforced, and fisheries may close early due to the high bycatch of unwanted species.
Hello, Miss.
Hi,
you a few questions on overfishing. What are your opinions about it?
Overfishing, I believe, is somewhere bordering us and it is cornering, which is not good because it is harmful to the environment, ecosystem specifically, because the other fishes which are dependent on each other. So it hampers the ecosystem and we do not get to eat fishes, or they do not get to eat each other.
Focus of our documentary is the fisheries of Peru. Peru is the second largest fishing nation in the world with about 1,500 miles of coastline. It is home to some of the most important fisheries globally: the anchovy, the giant squid, and mahi-mahi.
Fishery, Peru is bound to have some cases of overfishing. In fact, in the year 1970, Peru harvested over 10 million tons of fish. But due to this large amount of catch, the industry suffered in the later years, catching only a little over 2 million tons of fish.
The decreasing pattern is suggested on the graph. We can see that it took Peru more than 10 years to see an increase of fish caught. The graph suggests that every time there is a spike in fishing, the following year's harvests will plummet.
The drop in the quantity of fish caught had various negative impacts on Peru itself. A few are: the prices of seafood increased as a result of the scarcity of the fish species due to being overfished in the past. The drop in anchovy over the years has affected the food chains in Peru. Majority of the fish caught is exported to other parts of the world, so more fish is harvested, then that would lead to lesser fish for the residents of Peru.
Fortunately, overfishing can be avoided, and there are some procedures and measures that could help us prevent the current situation. So firstly, educational programs could be implemented to help inform fishers about the consequences of overfishing and help lay out an understanding of the different factors of overfishing. In addition, setting up more protected areas in the ocean could help reduce the effects of overfishing on some of the world's most beautiful coral reefs and marine structures.
3 ways Peru overcame their overfishing problem was: number 1, fishing quotas. Quotas limit the number of fish allowed to be caught annually. When the quota is met, the fishery should be done for the year. Peru enforced quotas for their country's important fisheries, which is anchovy and squid. Number 2, fines. Fines are a type of penalty where the offender must pay a sum of money for their offense. Big fishing vessels have been fined for entering the exclusive zone for small fisheries only. Fines are given to companies when they exceed their quota or catch an excessive amount of young fish. Number 3, fishing boat restrictions. The size and the type of the boat affects whether they can fish in a certain area. Big boats are not allowed to fish within 10 miles of the shore along Peru's central and northern coast, and 7 miles in the south. Large fishing companies or large vessels are prohibited from fishing in the 5 miles coastal area. This law was implemented so that the smaller fisheries can provide food for the residents. Although this law was not added to prevent overfishing, it indirectly decreases overfishing in the near coastal regions.
What about us students? Is there any way we can help too? Absolutely. Some ways we can aid in solving this problem is, of course, to first of all educate everyone and spread the word. Joining campaigns and supporting organizations are small ways to show we care as well. Finally, we can make smart consumer choices by encouraging fisheries that practice efficient fishing.
Hello, please introduce your name and your class.
My name is Zias and I'm from Canada.
So, what do you think of overfishing?
I feel like it's a severe problem, and I feel like it could cause some major problems afterwards in like the demand and food that we eat, and that could cause a problem in the population of people itself.
Do you know any methods to prevent overfishing?
I only can refer one from what I've learned from my class, and that is fish farms. So it's basically the way that they control the amount of fish that people eat, and the amount of food that fish eat, and yeah, that's it.
Do you have any methods for you to prevent overfishing?
I'm not too sure because I'm not a big person myself, so I don't think I have that much of an impact. But maybe simple things like maybe just donating to fish farms could also do something like that, like have an effect.
To summarize the contents of our document, we explored the concepts of overfishing, target fishing, and elaborated on the fishing situation of Peru. We also discussed ways to prevent overfishing and target fishing, and also how Peru overcame the overfishing problem. In the end, the most advantageous way to overcome overfishing is if we work together to ensure that future generations don't have to face the same dilemma.